Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you are sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a weekly live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live. There we go.
This is the first time I'm wearing headphones and it sounds cool.
It does sound cool. Alrighty. Thank you guys for being here. Are you fixing my hair?
Yes.
I need a haircut. We've got the dog cam where the dogs are very, very occupied today. That's good. So that will explain any sound. Oh, my hair looks way better. Thank you.
Yes. So let's explain the time situation.
Right. Yeah, it's the middle of the day on Thursday when we're recording this.
Yeah.
And I'm not breaking any rules.
Yes.
Because this is my job now.
So here's the thing. Couples Table is on Thursdays, but we've had to shift between Thursdays and Saturdays because of everything that's been going on with the transitioning and stuff like that. But this is Tom's first week as a self-employed entrepreneur, content creator person, and he's still trying to figure out his schedule. So until I think he gets into a new routine, we're kind of still playing it by ear. I think what we're leaning towards is not doing Saturdays anymore, because as the world starts to open up, we just figure that people are going to be busy, not at home on Saturdays. Yeah. So we'd love to keep Thursdays, but I think we're going to do it earlier, except that I have a call at noon. So the earliest that I can do it is 1, unless I move my call.
That's why we're at 1 o'clock today. Yeah,
that's where at 1. So.
Our 4 o'clock works well for us usually, but these guys are
dinner
dogs.
Time for them.
It's like dinner time for them, so they're either begging for food or they're super amped because they just ate, and then it's very distracting. In the middle of the day, they're pretty like laid back. I did see Tusif said that he likes this time. And we know a lot of people aren't in our Pacific time zone.
Actually, let's use this as an opportunity to do a roll call. Let us know where you're from. We know some of the regulars, but if you're here right now, because clearly you are in the notification squad.
That's right.
Let us know where you're from and whether this time is better for you.
Yeah, or if you have another suggestion. Let's jump through and say hi to everyone. Josh is here. What is up, Josh? Tusif is here. Julie's here from the East Coast.
Hello.
And Homesick Mac is here with a very interesting little note update, establishing a weekly online stream from my office. Retreat sessions, like the business model is to provide practicing sessions within blues, slide, country guitar, and accompanied by a pro player. Petit moi.
I love it.
I think that's amazing.
Yes.
Talk about a stream I would like to watch every week. That's definitely
awesome.
Coffee Talk and Tech. What's happening?
What's up?
What's happening to you? With you? I don't know. Hi, Megan. And let's see here. Mac is complimenting our strategy of keeping the dogs.
One is missing.
Oh no, he's just back here. He's behind us now. You can see him. He's like it's like a Where's Waldo thing because he blends in to the dark background so much. Dog cam is a big hit. It's one of the best ideas we've had. Also, it gets my GoPro out of the closet that like has just been sitting there for a long time. So I'm like, yay, use the GoPro. Let's see here. Heather Just Create says, hi, hello, thank you for watching. And then you answered a very important question. By Qualt Comedy, I'm not part of a couple. Am I allowed to watch? The answer is no, but Heather said yes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the couples table is not like, this is for couples. You're sitting at our table.
Yeah. This is the couples table.
Like literally,
also
this is the table. Yeah, and you're sitting here, so it's for everybody.
And Coffee Talk Tech says the cue sounds good. Yes, my video this week is all about this microphone. So if you want to know more about it, you can go check out my channel. That came out today.
This morning.
I am really, really, really liking it. So, yay. And Matthias, hey, you're here. This is a surprise. Didn't expect a stream today at this time. Guess no movie hour for me. Sorry. Tusif likes this time. Raphael says happy Thursday. I wonder if you're streaming. We could switch. We could be the lead into your stream.
Yes, because Raphael streams at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, usually. I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah.
And Mona says happy first week. Thank you very, very much. Thomas Cole, great name, says how does it feel? Are you scared? The fear went away pretty quick and was replaced by just joy.
I don't think I've ever seen Tom so happy. Like I was telling him this, there are no lines where there used to be lines on his face. Like the tension has just like faded away.
It feels like, I know your brain, like you can't feel what your brain is doing, but it literally feels like my brain itself is like relaxing and like,
yeah.
I know that's a terrible explanation, but that's what it feels like.
I'm sure it will continue because you can still kind of feel, oh, it's a spring break.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like I've been off work for 4 days in the past. That's not an unusual thing, but yeah.
All right, let's do the roll call. We've got Charlotte.
So that's East Coast.
It's 1 a.m.
You like this early time?
That's so crazy.
I guess that's early.
Arizona. Washington.
We had some West Coast people
Sarasota.
Although Arizona, I don't know if we're in the same time zone or not. I think we bounce back and forth.
Austin, New Jersey, up in here. Toronto.
So
Statesville.
So we got people everywhere.
New York, the Netherlands. What time is it over there?
He says present, miss.
Watching for the UK. Ron is here.
Yay.
Austria. This is so cool.
I know, it's the best.
UK, this time fits in between dinner and my regular virtual pub session with friends.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. No notification here. Just checked after we found the stream. Great. This time is good for me. 9 p.m.
So for our regular crew.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with notifications. We'll try to let you know on social media too.
Yeah, once we settle into a routine, it should just be like that is.
I mean, let's aim for Thursday at 1.
Yeah, it works for me.
I got like it works for
so much friggin' work done by 9:30 this morning. You know how great that is?
He walked out of his office like victorious.
I did a whole section of my course by 9:30.
Which GoPro are you using?
The 7 black.
Let's see. Yes, the parallel lines on his forehead are no more. Those are my favorite. I love those lines on it. Let's see. You have to change your bio. No longer high school teacher.
I think I know I've changed it in some places, but I haven't changed it elsewhere.
Are you really in Sweden?
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. I totally thought you were in the U.S.
So did I.
I thought you were East Coast.
I just thought you were Nashville, I think, because of like guitar and like cool vibes. I was like, Nashville.
9 p.m. in the Netherlands. All right. We got some neighbors. You guys are kind of neighbors. All right. So thanks for joining us. We're going to aim for Thursdays at at this time.
Yeah, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Totally works for me. It's after lunch. Feel good. I'm not starving.
Yeah. We're going to aim for
getting
this.
the hunger shakes
so
and all that.
from now on, until further notice, join us
Until
at
death
this
do us
time. So how's the first week, Pep?
Well, first week has been good so far. I mean, it's been like we had to go out. We had to make a little journey to take care of some family business on your side of things. And I didn't have to ask for permission or get a substitute or tell anybody. I just got to go do the thing that I needed to do and then come back. That was amazing. Loved it.
That's great.
I mean, it's been like, it's crazy how much I can get done in less time.
Yeah.
It's just wild. And how much, because I think you and I were talking about this. And I know we've been like, Tom's doing this and Tom's doing that. And I don't want it to be like, hey, it's
this
what
is
Tom is
the
doing.
Tom
But just to follow up on the transition, then we can transition away from this. Like I've had breaks from work, like summer vacation and winter break and all that sort of stuff. And there's always the looming idea, like you make it through, like, I just got to get through the summer vacation. And you get there and you're like, and you relax, which usually takes me like 2 or 3 weeks before I can even like start to unwind a little bit. And then it's still in your head, like, okay, when we go back, I'm going to need to do, like, it's just always there, what's going to happen, or things are just getting put off until the next thing. And so this is so different because it's like I left and then it's just all of that can just go away. Like I don't need to worry about it anymore. And now I just have to make sure that the bills are still paid.
Yeah, but I'm not concerned about that.
Well, thank you.
I'm expecting Tom's quiff to grow with his hat. What's a quiff?
It's this poofiness.
Oh, that's called a quiff?
I think it's called I've heard it called all kinds of different things.
I just call it the Conan hairdo.
Mostly I've heard it called cool.
Tom looks so happy, like it's his first date with Heather, blushing and everything.
It's so nice. It's like, I don't know. The world is different.
Look at how relaxed he is.
It's great. I haven't had to do 10,000 other unrelated things
see
this morning.
Look at that.
Task switch between different things. It's like,
he woke up. So we've been waking up. Well, we've been waking up around the same time, but we don't actually get out of bed until later. So like, I don't know, probably 6:30. And then he was playing Animal Crossing this morning, like while eating breakfast. And he just jumped in here and did some online course stuff.
Yeah, which is great because I'm so excited for the course to be finished because that's when I can actually, like Raphael's here, he's been sending me messages constantly like, you need to take a break. You need to actually take a break.
I think everyone thinks that you need to take a break.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I have to finish the course first and then I can rest.
Reset.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to get that course done, but it's like, oh, it feels so good because I've been like prepping my course and I've been very happy with that. But to actually now like be in the production phase of it, it feels so much better because it's like tangible now. I'm like, okay, it's good. It makes sense. Like, and it's manageable, the workload. Like I know what I need to do each day to hit the deadline that I need to hit. And it's just like, all right, just do that. And then you're done.
Yeah. Tom is high on freedom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So great.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Tired.
You've been busy and exhausted and doing all kinds of stuff. I know we haven't checked in with Heather's World as much as I feel like we should have lately.
Oh, it's all good. There's a lot of stuff happening over there in your world.
In Tomstown.
Tomtown.
Not Heather's Haven.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to shift into?
Let's see. Well, we had a couple of things that we were thinking about talking about.
We've had like this thing that's popped up several times this week, which is just traveling different places in the car. Like these little car chats pop up. We're like, that could be a good topic. And so we never know though if it's like, could that be a whole
Yeah,
topic?
that's why it's like, okay, let's just title it as Hangout, and then we'll see where it goes. But yeah, there's a lot of. I always have ideas for the couples table, but I'm like, I just don't know if we could talk about that for a whole hour.
Right. And then so sometimes we'll be like, let's gather 3 of those ideas and talk about all 3 different things. But it's mostly like, it's like YouTube type stuff and those sorts of things. I've been, I will say, where's a good update? We talked about this last time because I made jokes about it, but I started my little gratitude journal, which you're aware of.
Yeah.
It's just the 5-minute journal. Like there's a bunch of these ones, but I like this one. So if you look it up, just the 5-minute journal. There's a Bobo one that's like $6. Don't get that one. Get like the actual, like legit one. And it sounds so simple because each day is just a few questions that you answer, like stuff that you're grateful for. You're supposed to write in it like as close to waking up as you can without like the pen just dragging and being, like when you can physically write. And then you're supposed to write at the end of the day. And it's so cool because I talked about this, I think, last time, but the first like 30 pages of the book are just explaining like research. They even cite their sources about why like focusing on the positive and gratitude and all that can like lead to other things and shifts in thinking and all this other stuff. And obviously there's a lot of reasons why I would be feeling in a better mood this week, but that's been really, really great to like capture it. And I've been like really looking forward to it. And it's made such a huge difference because normally I'll end my day like reading, like browsing the internet or been reading like the YouTube formula book. And it's like, that doesn't really put me in the best mood. And this is just such a better way to like start and end the day. I think it really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And citing sources appreciated.
Thomas has a question for you. Was it weird leaving in the middle of the year?
Yes, because like my students aren't in class right now. Yeah, because like the school year is still going, and that's very strange. Where we're at specifically, today and tomorrow are teacher prep days because yesterday was the last day of online classes, and Monday will be the first day of mixed hybrid, like some students in person, some online classes. So today and tomorrow are prep days for teachers to just like, some of them haven't been in their classrooms for a year, and so they need to get everything set up. Sounds like a total nightmare, and that's why I think in a normal year it'd be super weird. This year, they're basically starting a new school year on Monday, and I just dipped because I had nope, not doing it.
Hey!
Oh! Sorry.
Yes. Doc Rock for the super chat.
Thank you. See, that's going to pay our bills. There you go.
Hangout, Lego, Aloha, HR and Tom.
Creator Prom Corps.
Appreciate you
Vote
guys.
for me.
And Chris is here. Caught the show while it's actually live.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well.
Yeah, so if you missed it, we're going to be trying to do the couples table on Thursdays at this time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doc Rock at it again. The doctor's here with the prescription. I don't know. Do you want to talk about our the thing we were chatting about in the car yesterday, which was speaking of citing sources? I mean, I introduced it, so we got to at least like mention it now.
Okay. This is a tonal
shift.
Yeah.
Well, not really. We can tie it together because I talked about sources being cited as a good thing. And we've also talked about my career transition to being full-time YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe yesterday you saw this on Twitter. Something made the rounds. It was a poll about what kids wanted to be when they grow up. And the top choice was YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I don't really know how to explain this. So basically, my thing that I've been noticing on the internet is that I wish people would give people more of a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But I feel like what's just been happening is like everyone's quick to judge or be defensive or just like come at it from a negative thing. And I don't know why. I mean, we could pull it up, but someone made like a fake poll of like a bunch of students who said, oh, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And of course, like the top things were all content creators, YouTubers, stuff like that. But the thing was that this was totally fake. And
fake, and I feel so bad because I didn't even like catch it at
it's
first.
just so, it's like,
it's the top 10 jobs that kids want. So if you're watching the stream, I'll pop it up on screen right now.
yeah.
Not
so
overhead.
this is totally fake. Okay, let's just
Yeah, so you might have seen this popping around on Twitter recently. And yeah, the number one with 34.2% is YouTuber.
yeah, and also the tweet that went with this said, how depressing, our society has failed to provide ambitious role models to our children. So, you know, a very heated take that is accompanied by this data implying that YouTubers, bloggers, vloggers are not ambitious role models for children. And of course, the way that everyone is going to, well, most people received this was like, oh, heck no. Like YouTubers and bloggers are so creative. This is a great sign that, you know, it's awesome that these are the role models and we're not, you know, forcing kids to be just following a traditional path like doctor or lawyer or whatever. But just to me, I was like, this is so dumb because one, no one's even questioning the validity of this data.
Yeah, this is the whole post. Like if you're watching this right now, I didn't like clip it. This is the whole thing. It says top 10 jobs kids want. It adds up to 150.25%.
It's like there's like spelling errors, and it's clearly wrong if you sit there and look at it for longer than you read an average tweet.
Even just now adding it up, I was noticing, which I didn't even catch yesterday, it's like it shows like 15.7%. So it's mostly like to the tenths place, like 18.1, 34.2. And then randomly in the middle, there's three numbers that go to the hundreds, 13.45 with no percentage sign. And the other ones go back to the tenths with percentage. Yes, doctor is spelled wrong. Athlete and teacher are combined as the same profession, which I get it. You put it in your steps.
Oh, we got a super sticker from Homestick Mac, which you can't see on eCam, but it looks like this.
Aw, shucks. It says, we are amazing, and it's got a dancing guy.
And it's 200 SEK.
Nice. Thank you.
I don't know how much.
Thank
you.
I got a letter in the mail from the bank, a paper letter that was like, debit card fraud, call us right away. I called them today and they're like, yes, we had set a charge from Google Super for $10.
Oh, shut up.
Oh yeah, it's a super chat.
That's funny.
So careful.
So anyway, if you look at the retweets of this and the quote tweets, everyone is pissed because the implication again is that the top 4 things are all like, this person is the original poster person is implying that these are not ambitious role models, which like I dissected, okay, and he is making a joke and the people that know him know that he's joking because they know him. But like literally even a New York Times journalist thought this was legit. And it just made me think like, why is it that people are so quick to like, why isn't the default, let me take pause and check the source and just see where this data comes from before
jumping in
into, you know, whatever conclusion that you want to say, which is also fine. But then I think like, why did the original poster even do this? Like, was it just, to me, it seems like you put out a hothead take to get clicks and likes, because clearly, like, if you looked at their Twitter, I mean, nothing even comes close to the amount of traffic that this one post generated. But I'm just like, what was your point? Were you like, did you want
there's no follow-up
validity?
tweet of like, if you guys paid attention, you would have seen blah blah blah, and this explain it's just like, I threw this out there and like, it's bizarre.
Like, I just didn't know. I don't know.
Well, it went to a point, and this is why I thought it was so interesting. So, I mean, it stimulated discussion, which is always interesting over what kids want to be, and the fact that like YouTube and stuff is so high up on the list, which that's a whole interesting discussion on its own, for sure. But then there's the second discussion, which Heather's getting into, of like, why is this even being shared? Because you could literally, I've done it for talks that I've given. You can go find actual research that's been done that proves the same thing. It has like sources and things and a sample size and all the stuff that this is missing. You can go find that and it will say the same thing, that most kids want to be YouTubers. I think the one that I had found from a couple years ago was like 70% of kids wanted to deal with online video, with the majority of them saying YouTube specifically. And that could change now because it's been a few years and like TikTok has gotten bigger. You could have that discussion, but then there's this other discussion of like what are you doing by sharing? Like, what is the motive to share this? And then yesterday, where you took it a step further that I thought was super interesting. So Heather was describing this in the car, and I was like trying to follow where she was going, and then you said it, and it was so interesting. So
I have no idea what I said. Remind me.
You were talking about, this popped up, and people didn't really critically analyze it.
Yeah.
And then other things popped up, like you told me. There was a thing that was posted where a guy, you might have seen this too, a guy like proposed to his girlfriend at the mall, and she said no and walked away, and it was like this embarrassing thing.
Right. Okay. So another thing I found that was like super trending on Twitter was, like Tom said, there was a video that was on TikTok, and it was of this guy. If you saw Ben 10 trending on Twitter for some reason, he was dressed up like Ben 10. And this is obviously an old clip pre-COVID, but he proposed to his girlfriend at the mall, like in front of everybody, and she like walked away, which, whatever. Right. That was the clip, okay? And when you look at most of the commentary, at least the commentary that I saw, I try to read as much as I can. The overall reception to this video is, why would you propose to, like, why do people do public proposals? Mm-hmm. This is so old school. Why would you propose to your girlfriend in public if you weren't sure that they would say yes? Like, why would you involve the public in general? And it was just so directly, questioning why would you do this? And someone else found out that person had actually staged this whole thing for their YouTube channel. So if you found that person's YouTube channel, it says like, oh, I pranked my girlfriend at the mall and proposed to her in front of everyone or whatever, which is like, annoying. Like, I wish, it sucks that that's a thing that gets done. Whatever. I get that pranks are fun to watch, but I don't know. It annoys me. I don't know what the point.
The point that you made though was, then you brought up, I forget exactly what it was. You brought up a really positive story where something good happened.
Right. So here's another thing. I spent a lot of time on Twitter. There was another thing that was trending on Twitter yesterday of some pianist. I hope I'm saying that right.
People who play the piano.
Person who plays the piano, and like legit, amazing piano player, who found out that he had a neighbor who also played the piano, and this is all on TikTok, and so. The person tried to see if he could like bump up his keyboard volume to see if the neighbor would like catch on and they could do a duet through the wall. And that it ended up happening, and it was a really cute, like, uplifting story right. to follow along. Like, you see how excited he is because the neighbor, they're duetting through the wall, and it's really cute. Now, don't quote me on this because I didn't watch every single clip of it. But I think what happens is that neighbor dies. I think he's like in the building to begin with because I think his wife died and like he needed temporary housing or something. And then like for some reason, I don't know, he dies. And so it ends with him like playing the piano all sad because his new friend is like gone.
The guy he found through the wall and ended up passing away. Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of the comments are, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this uplifting story. Thank you for sharing, like, this is so sad, but it made me so happy and blah-de-da-de-da. But then there was a very vocal audience of like, this is fake. This is totally staged. Like, is there anyone who conclude whether this is real or not? And da-da-da. And just, it made me sad. I guess my point of this is that it made me sad that the stuff that's like heartwarming is questioned, but like the stuff that's like clearly faked is not questioned.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I thought that was such
why
a good
that
point.
is. Like,
Because I had never realized that. But it's true when you see something where it's like, person does this thing, then it's like, oh, they're just fake, or they're just doing it for the likes or whatever. And then you see the fake poll or the fake proposal or whatever, and it's just like taken at face value. And it's like, why not turn that critical eye on the stuff that deserves it? And then the things that are positive, maybe like...
Because it seems to me like this. I don't even know I don't know what the point of this is. It's just an observation I have. But like this poll, like, why would you put this out? Who cares? Like, why would you put this out there if you're the original poster?
Well, especially when you could find actual, like, a real version of it. So clearly this one is designed.
Yeah,
There's 1,000 things wrong with
There's
this
an
one.
intention here that you have. Like, clearly you did this on purpose. So what? Were you trying to rile everybody up? Were you trying to get everyone?
Saying, like, you're not coming. There's no follow up. Like,
so
what
weird.
is? Yeah, it's just I don't know.
They like broke the internet for a day. So
Just
I don't know.
chaos.
I don't
Some
know what my
men
point
just
is.
want to watch
But
the world
anyway,
burn.
let's check in on the comments. Let's see.
I thought it was an interesting discussion, and when you brought up the point of how people, are critical towards positive things more than other things, that to me was just a very
This is what we
big
talk
moment
about
of
in the
clarity.
car, guys.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old niece wants to be a YouTuber for sure, and I'm cool with that. Of course, Tom added it up. I've talked to the kids. They all mostly want to be famous online, but that's probably a phase.
I mean, I don't think that's any different, though, than at any point in the past 100 years, people being like, I want to be a movie star. I want to be a singer.
You want to be the thing that you spend the most time watching.
Yeah.
Right? Or like, I straight up started a dance / singing group with my girlfriends when Spice Girls, was the thing. Yeah. Britney and Christina Aguilera. That's when I came up in the world. And of course we had a group. We had our thing. Like, if YouTube were around, I'm sure that's also what I would want to be. I don't know.
I mean, it was. Yeah.
Let's see. 200 SEK is about 23 USD.
Yay.
Thanks. What kid doesn't want to be famous? Exactly. Let's see. I got an email from Bill Gates. People call it phishing. I say they jealous. Let's see. Coffee, talk and tech. Because people are not leaders, most are followers. Have you seen Facebook this past year? Oh, I had to jump off Facebook for a little bit, but I'm starting to get more into Facebook because election's over. World starting to become normal again.
The thing that keeps me on Facebook is Doc's eCam group.
Yeah, literally.
This
is so bizarre. We talked about citing sources on a video we just filmed. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It's such a big thing. I mean, I don't know, having gone through like an English degree and then being a teacher, like citing your sources was such a huge
You
thing.
guys, Mark Rober just did a video on this whole thing, the email where you get refunded or something about like the 10K, you pay 100K back. Yeah. I'm starting a new social network called MyFace. Do you want it on the ground floor?
Yes.
Let's see. Couldn't walk away because she was stuck between a rock and a buck place.
Nice.
That and drones. Let's see. Public proposals are pure emotions. The amount of risk is huge, but also the happiness is like a fantasy if they say yes. It's when you think she's the only one for you, whatever her answer is.
Well, it's funny because like I think I would be curious, I guess, to know how many people do a public proposal, the person says yes, and then afterwards they're like, no, but I said yes because everybody was watching. Like,
I don't know. Also, do whatever you want.
Yeah, you do you, but I just wonder how many things that have happened there. And it's funny because that reminded me I forget the name of the show, Horimiya, the show we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
There's an anime. It's great. It's been like our end of the day show. Because Dusif just said it's it's like a fantasy. They say yes, and that's like where every story ends. Is like they say yes, or they get reunited, or they do the big kiss. And this is like an anime, but between like two high school kids. But it's where they pretty directly early on say that they have feelings for each other, and then most of the series is them navigating it. And it's so interesting because it's all these moments that happen in real life, but you never see it in media because it's always the couple gets together, yay, that's the end.
The end.
But you never see anything else after that, and I love it. It's so refreshing and interesting and well done.
I hate the comments about MrBeast doing nice things just for the likes. So what if he bought lots of groceries for people? Happy feels.
I mean, there's those kinds of things. That's like when, not to get too political, speaking of Facebook, but it's like when AOC was doing the water stuff in Texas during the storms, and people were like, she's just doing that for political coverage and positive political things. It's like, maybe, and people are getting water and their needs met, so like, who cares, you know?
Authenticity is delicate. As soon as I see something that looks staged and fake, I lose all hope in that creator.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Doc's even only on Facebook for eCam and Let's Get Live. Unless you were saying you were dictating me.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just sort of an interesting. Those are like the things that we talk about in the car. We're on the way to Costco yesterday, and that was our car chats.
Car chats.
Follow up to the couples table with car chats. It's not about cars. It's just in cars. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Whatever, it's fine.
So I have something I kind of want to talk about.
Okay.
But I feel bad because it's maybe something we should talk about off the line.
Uh-oh. Well, we got 25 minutes.
But I figured it would be interesting to talk about it on the couples table because it is us transitioning, going through growing pains.
Okay. Watch Tom get bombarded, ambushed.
So I haven't told Tom this, but it didn't bother me, and then it bothered me.
Okay.
So I'm just going to preface this.
Here we go.
With that. This morning.
Okay.
You snapped at me when I asked you about a couples table topic.
When?
Because I was like, oh, what should we talk about on the couples table? And you were like, oh, this is my least favorite part.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. I did get, because it's like, every time.
I feel bad for putting you on blast on here, but I figured you.
Hey, that's what
documenting
views,
the
right?
journey. No, it's not that. But I just help me understand where you were coming from. Should I have approached this? Was it the wrong time? Was it?
It literally had nothing to do with you.
It made me feel really bad.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna cry now.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it literally had nothing to do with you. It was just you came out and you said, "What's our thing?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my least favorite part of this." And it was not about you. It wasn't even directed at you. It was just me expressing that, you're probably, oh no.
I was upset.
I'm sorry. Thanks for holding it in till now.
I feel bad because now everyone's watching me cry.
Oh, it's okay. You cried about the
WoW
things. I apologize. I'm sorry. Because even if I was directing it,
why don't you explain what happened?
I mean, that is what happened. I was eating breakfast and you said, what are we talking about? And I was like, oh, this is my least favorite part.
I know, but why? Why did you say that? Why is it your least favorite part?
I think because we're 40 episodes in and, we've had every week.
So literally, because the way that I took it was, okay, do you not like the couples table? Is that the least favorite part? Or literally the part about coming up with a topic? Okay, because I know, but we also know there's external factors which might make things go into directions that they shouldn't go I know.
in. Yeah. But yeah, it was just because, we're 40 episodes in and every week it's like, okay, what's the thing this week? And we think, and then I laughed and then you snapped at me a little bit because you were like, well, that's why there's a Notion board where we keep our ideas. And I was like, okay. And then you went and get ready and I opened the Notion board. And there was one thing there that just said being in your 30s.
Because I didn't think that you were going to look at the Notion board right away. I just was like, If the problem is that we can't come up with ideas, then I tried to create a system to help us store the ideas because we come up with ideas for the couples table all the time. And I was like,
we just forget them.
Yeah. And so I was like, here it is. There aren't any ideas in there, but if we come up with them, I just felt like the reason why I snapped is because it didn't provide a solution. It provided nothing. It was just like, you just.
Rule, what I was under the impression of at that point, this is a separate thing, but is you were like, there's a board. I thought oh, she must have been writing down all of the things that we've talked about. And then when I opened it up and it literally just said being in your 30s, like I found that really funny. It made me feel good because I was like, good, I haven't been slacking it. Like there's nothing there. Obviously there's a place where we could store ideas, which is good, and we should, because we've gone through like the easy topics at this point. But it just made me laugh. And then I told you, I was like, I opened it up and it just says being in your 30s, and you were like, well, that's because something. And I was like,
So this is way too much info than you guys need, but I have this thing called premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is a psychological, biological disorder, but it's I think it's actually considered a psychological disorder, where basically for 10 days out of the month around that time, I am like a completely different person, and it's that time right now. So I'm extra sensitive. Like it's not, again, I know this is TMI, most of your dudes here, but it's not like PMS. It's like that times 100. Like I take medication for it and stuff like that. It sucks.
yeah.
So I wasn't going to bring it up because I was like, okay, maybe I'm filtering everything under like a super sensitive lens or something. But I just yesterday, I was telling you, the couples table is like the most favorite thing we've ever done. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm so excited that we do it. And then you were like, oh, it's my least favorite thing. And I was
But
like,
that's not what I said though. And that's why it's so hard for me to navigate this.
So I was like, okay,
it's-
maybe I misunderstood. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to care.
Right.
But of course,
Right.
it's still bothering me. So I was like, I'm just going to
Well,
tell
it's good
you.
to bring it up. It's good to bring it up. And it's good, like, I know you're like, it's guys and it's too much information. But I remember we did the episode where I talked about anxiety and people were like, that's really nice to hear someone talking about it. So I think that, like, you want to keep things lively and fun. But people care. Obviously, I care. But, like, people care. And it's nice to know what's going on. And who knows what other people are dealing with. And just hearing about it, like, I think that's good to share and to be open about it, even if it's tough.
I think what I need is like, I don't want to be like shot down. Like I don't want to be like, hey Tom, let's do this, and you're like, this is my least favorite part. Like,
right. I understand what you're saying, but that's literally just like not what happened. And
that's what you said. Are you kidding?
No, that is what I said, but that's not what I said. Like that's not what it wasn't like the couples table sucks and is my favorite thing. It was like this specific part of the process. It's like, I hate doing YouTube SEO, and I'm like, I don't want to do YouTube SEO. It's not like you hate your YouTube channel. No, just this one part I'm not a fan of. And that's it. But it's clearly not the whole thing. I was having the conversation with you yesterday about.
I know, but like my reply to you saying that this was my least favorite thing was, I was like, okay, I'll come up with the idea then, because we were talking in the car, like we had all these ideas, and I was like, why am I going to talk about this with someone who doesn't want to talk about it? Like, if this is your least favorite thing, then I'll come up with the ideas. I don't want to make you do anything that you don't want to do. And if it's the thing that you hate doing the most, like, why would I make you do it?
That's just that little part of it, which is only frustrating, especially that time, because I know we had like 10 ideas, and I was like, oh, they all escaped. And of course, you had put a system in place where that didn't have to be the case. But it was frustrating that like, I hate coming up with ideas and knowing that we had ideas and they're gone and I'm starting from scratch. That's literally it though. It had nothing to do with the show, nothing to do with you, nothing to do with anything. I mean, not that this makes it any better, but I wasn't even like looking at you and talking. I literally like looked out the window and was like, oh, it's my least favorite thing. Like it was.
If you had said that about like your YouTube channel or like anything else, school, I would have been like, well, why don't we find a way to eliminate that?
Yeah.
That's why I'm sad, because it's like,
But
I don't want least favorite and couples table to ever be in the same sentence. And that's not like, I guess what I'm saying is that if there's something that's frustrating you in the future that we are collaborating on, is there any way instead that you can say like, hey, you know what? This is kind of frustrating me. Is there any way that we can do, instead of like, this is my least favorite thing? What am I supposed to do with that? It just makes me feel like I'm burdening you. And of course, I go to a place of like, he just quit his job. He's doing this entrepreneur thing. He is his own boss. And here I am trying, like, putting stuff onto you on your to-do list. And I don't want to
But
do
that's
that.
not what was happening, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's just not what was happening. It was just like, it's not the couples table's least favorite thing. This is my least favorite part of this process. Every process has a least favorite part. Like,
I know, but like,
it's just, it is what it is.
Explain it that way.
I mean, I know I didn't explain it that way, but I also know that, like, you were in a, like, there's just things that you're going to take things differently, and I can't.
Okay, so how should I have responded?
I mean, I think, well, the good thing would be like, what, I don't want to tell you how to respond. I don't know. I mean, pointing out like, hey, there's a Notion board where we can keep ideas, and then going like, oh, check it out. We should just put our ideas there. And then if we don't have anything on top of our heads, instead of even having this feeling at all, we can just go there and pick an idea. I think that works. And you already had put that system in place. I just wasn't utilizing it.
Then why couldn't that have been the answer?
Because I'm allowed to have my feelings, and that's how I was feeling. Because I was annoyed, and how many weeks do we have the discussion of like, what are we going to talk about this week? And we go back and forth for so long.
Are you kidding me? We haven't had that problem in weeks.
I know,
talking about you.
Because we've had very specific talks. But that's something out of the 41 episodes. That's something that we've gone over, quite a few times, and it's always like, a little frustrating. That's all. But thank you for sharing, and I apologize.
Okay.
I'm sorry for saying something that. I'm sorry for saying something that wasn't productive. I'm sorry for saying something insensitively. Even if it was something I needed to communicate, clearly there was a better way I could have communicated it. And I'm sorry I didn't do that.
I just want you to know that I don't ever want to put something on you that is your least favorite thing. Like, I don't.
But you're not. You never did. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is you never did. Least favorite part of the process is very different from least favorite thing. Like, I need the differentiation to exist, because that's where I was coming from. Well, how are you guys doing?
I don't understand that. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not communicating myself clearly now, or maybe someone can help us communicate this better. But it has nothing to do with this. It's just, hey, this one thing here. It's, trying to find a thumbnail photo every week. Like, that's definitely like, I know we're like, hey, if we had more photos, we wouldn't have this problem. But that's like something like, oh, we got to find a new photo. It's just that feeling. It doesn't mean like, I hate this and I don't want to do this anymore. It's just like, it's just one little thing you have to do that. Like, it's just that. It doesn't speak to anything bigger than that. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. I think what makes me sad is that it is not my least favorite thing. It's one of my favorite things, even though it's frustrating.
But it's not. But you're attaching what I was saying to the whole thing in a way that I didn't mean to, or I wasn't.
Okay, fine. We're gonna mow the lawn.
Okay.
Okay. We have gardeners. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But say you hated mowing the lawn.
Sure.
I like doing it with you. I don't care if it's the least favorite or the most favorite. That's not the point. The point is that I like doing it with you.
I'm sorry then. I'm very, very
Do you see
sorry.
what I'm saying?
I do, yes.
I don't care how tedious it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being extra sensitive.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry.
You never have to apologize for feelings. That's something that we both know. Let's see if maybe someone can shed some light on this, maybe.
I didn't mean to
You're going to get a lot of people saying nice things to help us out. Maybe someone can go like, yo, from the outside in, like, let's let's help here. Let's see here. When I go Doc Rock, I kind of agree with this. When I go on topic and be loose, that's you have good shows too, so it makes ideation seem useless. It's like a mix. Sometimes the ideas can be perfect, I think. Here's James and Mark had a similar argument. He said, "Aigu." Oh, it's like a gosh. That snowball from there. Yes. I mean, part of it is just navigating life too.
Well, see, here's my thing. Like, we have to work backwards. What frustrated him? How can we avoid it moving forward? And is it okay for him to be frustrated? Is like, I see where you're coming from, but the wording of it is like.
And that's why I wanted to make sure that I apologize for wording things in an insensitive way. Because sometimes I don't have the filter. I have the feeling and the word blurts out instead of the like, words have consequences. What are you trying to say? Do you need to say it? If you are going to say it, what's the best way to say it? It just didn't go through that filter, and I'm sorry. Like, I'm very sorry. If it was something I needed to communicate, there clearly was a better, more sensitive way I could have communicated it.
Okay.
Or just a different mental approach that I could have shifted into and been like, whoop, don't need to even vocalize it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe what we do is, like, dedicate a time where we can come up with ideas so we're not...
Right.
Like scrambling at the last minute.
Right.
Or we just do a hangout and it's fine.
Yeah. Which is what, that's what the suggestion ended up being. Yeah.
I think like my thing is that I'm very, very, you know how aware I am of you enjoying and going through and embracing this entire new transition of your life. And it just really reminded me of like all of the things that are a source of stress or any kind of like negativity, and the way that you just immediately were like, oh, this is my least favorite part. The fact that it was such an underhanded default comment made me think like, wow, this really does frustrate you, because clearly that's an unfiltered reaction, and like I didn't realize that.
Oh, no, I mean, again, like I just apologize for
I don't know, I don't know. So yeah. Anyway. Hug it out. I agree. It's okay to feel. I know. I just don't want to like have a Debbie Downer show. Like, it's the middle of freaking Thursday.
You don't have to be perfect all the time. Yeah, it's okay. See, look, everybody cares.
Oh my gosh. My wife and I did podcasts together for like 4 months and have gotten to this exact conversation. This is why Tom needed the transition time. You have to validate each other. Thank you for sharing the side of the co-creating process. Is something that most don't get to see. How about the Lakers?
Go sports ball.
How long have you been together? Too short to get into the fine tunings of a relationship. Shake it off. We love you.
No, I mean, I think we're good at whenever we're coming at things from different angles. We know we're trying to get on the same page. It's not like
we've passed that point.
Nobody's trying to win.
Yeah,
because that's not gonna win.
That's what I'm so thankful for with our relationship, is that there's like such a ingrained foundational understanding of like, we're not trying to prove something to the other person. We're just trying to make the other person understand.
Right.
Which is awesome.
And can be so frustrating when you're not on the same page.
Yeah. But it's also like, I don't have any fear of expressing what I have to say because I know that Tom wants to hear it.
Right. Yeah.
From an external perspective, sounds like Tom is voicing his dissatisfaction over that specific part of the process, coming up with a topic for the couples table.
Yes.
William, the couples table is a combination of many parts. However, not all parts will be fun or enjoyable. Is the end result that matters most. Heather isn't going to get the answer she wants right now. Heather is attaching it with something she clearly enjoys doing with you. Yeah. I think it is cross-wiring of feelings that just need a little bit more clarification from each other, and both of your feelings are valid in any argument. Proud of Heather for opening up like that. Needs courage.
Yes.
I wasn't I debated. Well, first of all, I was like, this shouldn't even bother me. So I tried to dismiss it for the whole morning, and I was super, super busy and had meetings, and so that's what I was doing. And then like when it was, something fell.
Oh, a light fell down.
When it was time for the couples table, we just didn't have a topic, and I was like, okay, I think that this is upsetting me, but then of course entrepreneur Heather's like, oh, this would be a great idea for the couples table because people can see us work out through a problem in real time.
And Tom's over here like, I don't know what's happening.
Let's see. Definitely not a fan of the idea creation part. I'm over 50 and learning a lot here. My takeaway is to tell her I don't want to tell her how to feel. I always say I didn't mean that, so don't take it that way. Good tip. Block time is a good idea, and feeling okay with freestyling too, because we love you guys either way. I've been gone 10 minutes.
Nothing. Just talking about Lakers sports ball.
My wife and I have similar discussions. Things have a different importance at any time. Talking it through is key to know the weights.
Yeah.
Do we get a cookie now? That sounds good. You're both winning. We are the therapy table now.
And now we're going into Korean.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, so that's that.
Well, thank you for
I'm sorry, I
explaining
totally
it to me.
balled. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I'm
No,
sensitive.
nobody
I'm
is
sensitive right now.
nobody's saying anything about that, and I appreciate you telling me how you felt. And I apologize for making you feel a negative way.
Yeah.
And then I can just work.
I understand where you're coming from. I know I'm extra sensitive. I'm sure on any other day, but that's still, I still felt the way that I did.
Feelings are still valid.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
And if there's anything that we can do to make it so it's not your least favorite part,
I mean, I think
it doesn't have to be like on a
I think
scale.
a great solution is just got the idea bank, and then you just pull from it when you need to.
Okay.
I think that's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can see how Heather could hear it that way, but I really don't think Tom meant it that way. It can be tough coming up with fresh topics. It's clear to me that Tom adores you, wants to please you. No, I know that. That's not a question, but I was just like,
To see if, when you stop feeling things, then you gotta be worried. It's like when you have the teacher or the coach or whoever is like always hard on you, and then they just suddenly don't say anything to you. Like,
well, I know I'm gonna drop this. I promise I'm not like trying to drag this out, but it's also like it was the beginning of the day. I had gone to my office. I had I'm putting together my to-do list for the whole day, and one of the things is I got to schedule the couples table. So, and it's just another thing. But of course, there are things that I can't do alone. There are
Right.
things where I have to check with my partner. So I just I'm excited. I'm feeling productive, and I go into the kitchen. I'm like, okay, cool. What should we talk about on the couples table? This is my least favorite part. Okay, I'm gonna go back in the back. What was it? You know what I mean?
well, I know, but also I was in the middle of doing something else, and then it was like, hey, what do we need to talk about? And I was like, oh, gears shifted.
Right.
Current thing
so
being
this
interrupted.
is why we need to do a staff meeting.
Yeah.
Of so there's just a time where we dedicate both of us are in the right mindset and we're free and we're not worried about anything else and we're focusing on ideas.
Yeah. And it's the time for that. That's a great idea.
I'm sorry I put you on blast.
That's okay.
Are we gonna log off and you're gonna be like, ah?
I'm just gonna scream. It's my least favorite part of the couples table.
Let's see. Even though we have scheduled to go live, we still don't plan far enough in advance on what to do. And the recurring fight always comes up. What are we going to do? This convo lit a fire under me.
Yeah. I mean, and even when you feel there's also the times we've come up with great ideas, but the thing that you came up with yesterday isn't necessarily a thing that sounds like a good idea today, or you're just not in the mood for it today. And, to really simplify that, there's been times when I'll be on a bike ride or something and I'll be thinking of a video idea, and I'll basically script out the whole video in my head and be ready to do it. But then I get home and it's late or we need to do something. I'm like, oh, I'll do this video tomorrow. And then even though I was I could have made the best video ever that day, I waited a day and now I'm not in the zone. I'm not in the right heads. It's just, even though I have all the ideas there, it's not coming out the same. And it, there's just, things have their time.
I also appreciate Tom for being so calm and considerate.
It takes a lot of practice.
What does that mean?
It means that think about where we were 4 years ago or whatever. It would have been panic.
Oh, yeah.
I guess this means it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gotten through that. I think this a lot, and my wife's trying to figure me out. Staff meeting. Yeah.
So no matter how well you know each other, always trying to figure each other out.
Yeah.
And trying to voice your thoughts without hurting the other person. There's a whole navigation that's happening when it's someone you care about. If you don't care, then you just be like, this is how I feel.
I mean, another reason why I wanted to because when I thought of this idea of bringing it up here, I was also like, this is kind of personal. Maybe we shouldn't talk about it. But one of the questions that we get often is, how is it with your spouse also being your business partner and a fellow content creator?
Well,
and
there
so
you go.
I kind of wanted to just,
That's how it is.
It's just it's so awesome and fun, but that doesn't mean it's easy 24/7.
Right.
I just
True.
wanted to emphasize that. It's still awesome and fun. I was actually hoping Tom would be there.
I am blocked in, so
Maybe even take his mic with him. Oh man, that'd be funny.
oh boy. Well,
So anyway, I'm sorry for I don't know.
no, it's good. I'm glad you brought it up.
I'm sorry I put
Hey, it
you
was
on
a
blast.
conversation we were gonna have to have anyway, and now we have saved time by doing it now.
I'm sorry I put you on blast, but I just figured that you would be okay with it. I hope I didn't assume wrong.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's see. Tom asked the dogs if he could sleep with them tonight. They sleep in our bed, so.
Anyway, yeah.
You guys are also at a very early stage of transitioning to a new way of working. There are bound to be ups and downs while you're getting used to working together all day. This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if Heather leaves the show, still mad, more people will tune in next week. This is true.
To be continued. Yeah. Maybe I just need to make a mean comment every Thursday morning.
Yeah, but
Get the best ratings ever.
What we would never do. So, like, you guys can count on this show being, like, you know. Because that was another thing that crossed my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want it to come off like I'm crying for the views or something.
I don't think anybody would have thought that.
I know, but I just told a story about, like, you know, that guy who's proposing in public for a prank.
Yeah, this
you know?
was just a social experiment,
Yeah,
you guys. We
like-
planned it out. That was our topic for this week.
No.
I totally knew what was going to happen.
29 years, the same person. I forgot all the fights and misunderstandings. I remember none. Done.
Right.
Yeah. My other half and I have been in business together for the last 18 years. It's the best. That's awesome. I can't wait till we can say that. Tom would be like, it's my mic and my roadcaster, so I'm taking you with me.
I'm getting booted to the moon.
This is the other side of being a couple. Now
The
you have video
tables have
proof and
turned.
witness to the couple. We got to see the rough times too.
There you go.
If you want to show it. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
What else did I want to say? I mean, I guess that was it.
Oh, we definitely went on a journey today.
I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
And I know you like the show as much as I do. I know we
Yes.
both love the show. We love
I'm
the
sorry
show.
that
We
I
care
didn't
about the
communicate
show.
clearly.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Gotta run. Be good. Bye, Coffee Talk.
Adios. Like, oh,
See.
it's time for me to go now.
Never go to sleep mad. That's my secret. I can't even go to sleep mad. Like, I wouldn't be able to
Can't
sleep.
go to sleep awake sometimes. Yeah.
Let's see. It was live stream. We can't be doing it for the viewers.
We're just
And
good
Ian just got
actors.
here. So,
What's up, Ian? Let us know where you're at. What time works for you? Alrighty.
So if you have any couples table topic recommendations, we'd love to know. Let's see. Tom did this on purpose for this juicy topic.
That's what it was for sure. I'm just gonna get the new one. Whoever has that one, you're like, oh, they did something wrong.
Oh, man.
I like that. That's the joke.
What's NARD?
I must know. Not. I don't know.
What's the name of this program to show graphic that someone typing comment?
Ecamm Live.
It's called Ecamm, ECAMM
yes.
Live, and it's for Mac only, but it's amazing.
Yes. It's like OBS without the frustration of OBS.
If it helps, you guys are my favorite at the moment, so that's a thing.
At the moment, but that means not always.
Let's see, Joe. Heather, random. Back in 2016, I randomly saw your video on Postmates before I knew you were in Long Beach. Then the next day I saw you on the booster board and yelled hello
wow,
to
how
you.
weird.
Remember?
That's bizarre.
I think on the booster board?
You've been recognized many times.
Yeah, a couple of people have done that. I remember that happening. I just don't remember it was you.
We were at our county fair a couple years ago, and we walked into like the barn where the cows are, and this kid is like, "Are you on YouTube?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yes, I am. Which is bizarre because you have like 60,000 more subscribers than me. I'm like, there's
I didn't have that.
50,000 more
though.
chances to
Well,
be right.
not in the barn to the fair. I don't know.
Looks like I missed a lot, but I'll catch up.
There you go. Have fun.
Thank you both for sharing. See you next time. Don't worry about the topic. We'll fix it. Let's see. I had to stick around to see how this played out. I see you both laughing, so I can go. Have a nice evening. Much love to
Just
you.
put us
Take
on
care.
mute till you
Thank
see laughter. Topic
All right,
failure.
guys. So I think that's where we're going to end it. Thank you for just, I don't know.
It's time to clear the table.
No, but seriously, though, like, thanks for being here. It really is a favorite part of
Yes,
our
we
journey.
look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes, very
It's a
much
special
so.
part. So
So thank you so much.
thanks for sitting here.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Have fun. And
Bye.
we'll see you next week. Thursday at 1?
Thursday at 1 p.m. Thursday at 1
Pacific
p.m.
time. All right, there we go.